Isn't this the dream? No commute. Pants are optional. I'm wearing them, I promise. Probably. You're the master of your own little productivity kingdom. The world sold us remote work as the ultimate upgrade, right? A one-way ticket to work-life balance-topia. But have you ever been on a Zoom call, staring at your own face in that little box, and had the creeping feeling that you're an astronaut who's slowly drifting away from the mothership? I have a feeling we've been sold a bill of goods. We traded the chaos of the office for the quiet of our homes, but what if we gave up something essential in the bargain? Something we didn't even know we had? Tell me in the comments, what's the single most overrated perk of working from home? Be honest. Today, we're not just questioning the remote work revolution. We're putting its promises on trial. All right, let's get the conventional wisdom out of the way first. It's the story we've all been told, and the one we tell ourselves. I'm so much more productive at home. And it feels true, doesn't it? You can finally get that deep work done without Susan from accounting stopping by your desk to show you pictures of her cat for the 5th time. You can power through your to-do list, answer emails in record time, and smash those deadlines. You're a lean, mean, task-completing machine. You're checking boxes, hitting targets, and your output charts look fantastic. But what if I told you that being productive and doing your best work are two completely different things? Think of it like this. A factory assembly line is incredibly productive. It churns out identical widgets all day long. It's efficient, it's measurable, it's predictable. That's you, alone in your home office, hammering through your task list. You've become a one-person assembly line for emails and reports. The problem is, you weren't hired to be a widget maker. True innovation, the game-changing ideas, the creative sparks that solve impossible problems, they don't happen on an assembly line. They happen in the messy, chaotic, and inefficient soup of human interaction. Now, let's talk about the dirty little secret of remote work that no one wants to admit. Proximity bias. It's a fancy term for a simple, brutal truth. Out of sight, out of mind. The theory of remote work is beautiful. It's a perfect meritocracy where only the quality of your work matters. Your location is irrelevant. It's all about the deliverables. The reality? The real world is run by humans. And humans are fundamentally wired for connection. Decisions aren't made in a vacuum based on spreadsheets. They're made in hallways, over a quick coffee, during that 2-minute chat after a meeting ends. That's where trust is built. That's where you become a 3-dimensional person instead of just an email address and a profile picture. While you're at home, being hyper-productive on your assembly line, your in-office colleagues are having those inefficient conversations. They're grabbing lunch, they're bumping into the boss, and having a spontaneous 5-minute brainstorm that solves a problem that's been plaguing the team for weeks. That conversation isn't on the calendar. It won't show up on a productivity report. But that is the conversation that gets you noticed. That's the conversation that leads to you being thought of for that cool new project or that promotion. You, meanwhile, are so focused on proving you're working that you're just working. You're so busy sending signals of productivity that you forget to build presence. You're becoming the reliable, invisible cog in the machine. And reliable cogs are great, but they rarely get asked to lead the entire factory. A recent Stanford study even found that fully remote work is linked to about 10% lower productivity. The myth is starting to crack. This brings us to the biggest illusion of all, the idea that the quiet of our homes is the ultimate environment for success. We've been so terrified of office distractions that we've quarantined ourselves from the very thing that makes work meaningful and innovative: creative osmosis. What is creative osmosis? It's the accidental magic. It's overhearing a conversation from another team that sparks an idea for your own project. It's the random question a junior colleague asks that forces you to see a problem in a completely new way. It's the energy you absorb from being around other smart, driven people wrestling with challenges. You can't schedule creative osmosis on Zoom. You can't replicate it with a Slack channel. It's like trying to describe a beautiful symphony using only text messages. You get the notes, but you miss the music entirely. And the cost of this isolation isn't just creative, it's deeply personal. Study after study shows a spike in loneliness and burnout among remote workers. That feeling of being an astronaut, drifting away from the mothership, that's not just in your head. It's the slow, creeping realization that the cord has been cut. You're no longer part of a bustling ecosystem. You're a hermit in a cave with really good Wi-Fi. The blurred lines between your living room and your office mean you never truly clock out. The pressure to be constantly available online leads to a state of permanent low-grade anxiety. You saved 45 minutes on your commute, but you now spend 90 more minutes a day performatively online, making sure everyone knows you're still there. So, is the answer to burn our home offices and rush back to a sea of cubicles? No. The genie is out of the bottle, but we have to stop pretending that remote work is a simple upgrade with no hidden costs. The real aha moment is this: productivity is not the goal. Contribution is. Contribution is about more than just your individual output. It's about making the people around you better. It's about adding your spark to the collective fire. It's about building relationships, mentoring others, and being part of something bigger than your to-do list. And that, almost by definition, requires a level of connection that a purely remote setup makes incredibly difficult. The smarter way forward isn't choosing between the office or the home. It's about being ruthlessly intentional. It's treating in-person time not as a daily requirement, but as a strategic tool for collaboration, relationship building, and creative chaos. And it's recognizing that the most valuable work you do might be the unproductive parts, the conversations, the debates, and the shared experiences that turn a group of employees into a true team. So, the great remote work experiment has taught us a powerful lesson. We were so obsessed with the efficiency of working alone that we forgot the magic of working together. The most dangerous myth isn't that remote work is bad. It's that productivity is the only thing that matters. It's not. Your greatest value isn't in how many boxes you can check alone in a quiet room, but in the ideas you spark and the relationships you build in the messy, wonderful chaos of real human connection. If this perspective respects your intelligence and made you think, do me a favor and hit the like button. For more videos that break the rules of conventional thinking, make sure you subscribe. Now, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing which part of this argument surprised you the most. Was it the idea of creative osmosis or the proximity bias? And finally, suggest a common piece of advice or a famous quote you want to see me put on trial in a future video. Let's keep challenging the status quo together. Thanks for watching.